Good evening, everyone. My name is Josette Hill. I am the founder of J.A.H Financial Services and Real Estate, and I'm coming to you live today. I wanted to do a Facebook Live to help clients navigate the PPP loan forgiveness process. I realized that since it's time to do the PPP loan forgiveness, a lot of clients have a lot of questions surrounding the PPP loan forgiveness process. And it's a one shot situation. You have one shot at the application. And if it's not done correctly, it could be denied, or you could be denied PPP loan forgiveness. So I wanted to do this quick Facebook Live to help you with the application process. And that maybe we could just walk through one real quickly and see if I could help answer any questions for you. Please, if you have any questions, just put it in the chat box and we'll get to it, or drop me an email and I will get back to you with questions on navigating the PPP forgiveness process. So the first thing I want to talk about, the SBA has opened up a direct link for anyone who has a PPP loan under 150,000. They could apply directly with the SBA. However, some lenders does not participate in the SBA program, so you would have to apply directly for forgiveness through your lender. Usually every lender has their own platform or portal that PPP customers can go to apply for their first and second draw loan forgiveness. Now, you can apply for both at the same time. You can apply for the first draw and the second draw PPP loan at the same time. Just make sure that you're using the correct covered period. There's a 8 weeks and there's a 24 weeks covered period. So you just want to make sure you're using the correct covered period, because the covered period for each loan cannot overlap. So you can't have the same time frame on the first PPP application, first draw, and that same time frame on the second draw. So that's one of the things you have to look out for. That's why the application is so critical, to make sure that it's being filled out correctly, because anything could deny the PPP loan forgiveness. One of the things I wanted to point out also is this: if you receive the EIDL Advance, that's something that's going to come out of the PPP loan forgiveness as well, because the advance is not forgivable. So that part of it is going to be deducted from the entire PPP loan amount. So let's try to go through one of the applications. So make sure when you're on the portal to do the PPP loan forgiveness, whether this is the SBA portal or directly through your lender, just make sure to verify the SBA PPP loan number. There's a loan number and then there's an SBA number. So there's two numbers. So make sure you verify that the numbers are correct. The number should pre-populate once you put in your personal information, like your social security number or the EIN number. However, if the number does not populate, make sure you're entering those numbers correctly. If it did populate, just double check to make sure you have the correct SBA loan number in there. Make sure you're entering the covered period. And the covered period should be the day you receive your disbursement, and then you're going to calculate either 8 weeks from that date or 24 weeks from that date, and that should be your covered period. Remember, if you're doing both draw at the same time, you have to make sure the first draw and the second draw covered period does not overlap. Then they're going to ask you to enter your expenses first. So they're going to get you're going to enter your payroll costs. Payroll costs would be if you're a self-employed person or you're a sole proprietor, it would be owner compensation. And a lot of people get hung up on this because they're saying, oh, payroll, I don't have any employees. So what would be my payroll cost? So that would be the owner compensation would go there. If you do have employees, however, you would add up your payroll costs and make sure it's accurate. And the payroll cost should be at least 60% of the PPP loan amount. You could use the entire PPP loan amount for payroll costs. However, you can't use PPP loan for less than 40% of other costs. So the most important thing is that at least 60% of it was used for payroll, or 100% of it was used for payroll. The other costs, now it would be 40% or the balance. So you're going to enter your payroll costs. Then you're going to enter any business expenditures. And there's a list of qualified funds, qualified use of the PPP funds. If you did not use the PPP loan for qualified funds, it could get denied. So some of the things real quick that I will tell you that it's supposed to be used for is payroll costs, mortgage interest payments, rent payment, utility payment, and operational expenditures related to your business. There are many other costs that is eligible, but I just wanted to give you a quick overview of the main ones. So operational expenditure, that's any business related expenses. If you're a sole proprietor, it still relates to you because you're a sole proprietor, you own a business, you file a Schedule C. So any operational costs that it costs you to run your business, that would be considered eligible. Definitely owner compensation, payroll, mortgage interest payment, rent payment, and utilities as it relates to your business. So those are some of the things that would go on that line. Then you want to make sure you're adding up those other costs to see if it comes out to 40% of the PPP loan, because remember 60% should be used towards payroll and the other 40% can be used towards those other eligible costs. So you have to do those calculations to make sure you are at that 40%. So after you've entered all of your expenditures and you've entered your payroll costs, it should give you the forgiveness amount on line 12. If that amount is not zero, whatever the figure is on that line is what they're saying you would not be eligible to write off. In other words, you wouldn't get forgiven for that. So your goal is to get that figure on line 12 to be zero. So you have to make sure that you're checking to make sure that the payroll costs were 60%. you deducted the EIDL, and you have the business expenditures at 40% to get that figure to be zero, or else you could have to pay back some of the PPP loan. Another thing I wanted to point out as well is that the PPP loan, it's not like there's a deadline on when you can apply for the PPP loan forgiveness, because on the second round, they give you up to 5 years to apply for PPP loan forgiveness. However, with that being said, remember, after 10 months, after the date of disbursement and your covered period ends, you have 10 months in order in which you can apply for PPP loan forgiveness. If that 10-month period runs off and you have not applied, then your PPP loan is not in a deferred state, and they could send you payment invoices to start making payment of that 1% interest rate. The next thing to bear in mind that the interest starting to accrue on the date of disbursement of the PPP loan. So that's when the interest started to accrue. You're going to pay interest at some point, because the clock start ticking once your loan is disbursed. So I wanted to point that out also. The other thing that I know people struggle with is for people who do have payroll or who do have employees, they're wondering where would they put the bonuses that they give to employees. Let's say the health insurance payments, or the medical payments, or any kind of other bonuses that employers pay to their employees. This information would be on the Schedule A. Let me see if I can find a copy. It would be on line 6 and line 7 of the PPP Schedule A. So that's where you'll find that information, and that information needs to be completed correctly in order for you to accurately calculate the PPP loan forgiveness amount for accurate payroll costs. The other thing is, if you use ADP or some other payroll service, you could get information from the payroll service for like your quarterly wage reporting documents. If you have the wage reporting documents, that's one document that could help you figure out what your eligible payroll costs would be for your employees for that covered period. All right. So the other thing I wanted to point out too, if you get denied for your PPP loan forgiveness, if you apply for forgiveness and you get denied, you have 30 days in which to appeal that decision, or else it's out the door and you have to pay back your PPP loan. So I wanted to talk about that also. I wanted to talk about what would be some of the reasons why you would get denied. Obviously, the first one is if you're not filling out the application correctly, that could cause your PPP loan to get denied, the forgiveness application to get denied. Also, if you were ineligible for the loan in the first place, what that means is, let's say you did not have the required amount of employees in the first place. So you might have overstated the employees that you had in order to obtain a PPP loan, or You say you were in business, but you really wasn't in business, and that's discovered. Those are some of the things that can cause you to be denied for the loan forgiveness. If you misuse the funds, if the funds weren't used for the correct purposes, like you can show proof of how the funds were used, that could cause you to be denied also. Um, if you received an amount higher than what you were qualified to receive, like if you're only qualified to get a certain amount, but you get much higher than that, that they could look into that type of thing, and that could cause you to get denied for the forgiveness also. However, if you do get denied, you can appeal it through the SBA, but you would need to write the letter of appeal or apply for the appeals process within 30 days of the denial letter. When your lender send you a letter stating that you're denied, you'd have to appeal it right away. But bear in mind though, if you are going to appeal the decision from your lender, you must have proper documentation. You must be able to show that you shouldn't have gotten denied in the first place. You have to show how the funds were used. You have to make sure you have your bank statements, payroll statements, receipts for any business expenditures. Everything that you have on the application, each line that you fill out a figure would need a separate documentation. They could ask you for your income tax return to do the review. So there's a lot of documents that they would ask you to send over to them for them to review the decision that they made to deny the forgiveness application. So just wanted to prepare you for those kinds of incidents that could come up. We are offering help with the PPP loan forgiveness. So if you are struggling with it, you can reach out to us through our website or at our office. We are located at 696 Park Street in Hartford, Connecticut. You can call us, you can make an appointment on our website, and we can help you navigate this very important process with you. I know how important it is to make sure to get the loan forgiven, because nobody wants to pay back something that they were told that it could be forgiven if the funds were used appropriately. So we're offering to help you with all this stuff. You just reach out to us. We have um, services that we provide at J.A.H Financial Services that we can help you with are income taxes, life insurance and retirement, small business consultation, business funding, bookkeeping and payroll. We do credit counseling. We do document preparation. We help you write a grant or a business plan. We help you with the 501c3 formation process. We do all the paperwork. We do the articles as well. If you do not yet have an EIN or a business LLC, we help you form those as well. So you can reach out to us if you need any help with any one of these services. Also, make sure to subscribe to our channel. Smash the like button. Give us thumbs up if you want to get notification. Make sure you're following us so that each time we have information like these, you can get notified and you can get up to date information on insurance, taxes, small business plans, small business loans. We will try to make sure that we're giving you useful information, and we're preparing to help you with getting ready for your tax advisors. We will help you with just a checklist of documents that you would need to present to your CPA. If you don't have one, you can reach out to us. We're always welcoming new clients into our business, into our new location at 696 Park Street in Hartford, Connecticut, where we look forward to serving you. Have a wonderful evening, everyone.